Stocks are currently shaking off Nvidia's dip. Nvidia is lower by about 3% despite beating on all primary metrics. But surprisingly, stocks are holding up with a decent rally in place. As I speak to you right now, the Nasdaq is up about 0.2%, the Russell about 0.3%, the Dow almost 0.3%, and the S&P up just short of 0.25%. Data last night showed that Japanese consumer confidence was lower than expected. Germany's inflation data was lower than expected, and Canadian weekly earnings year over year were lower than last month, with the previous month's figure being revised down. Weekly jobless claims figures in the U.S. better than expected, despite last week's being revised a little bit higher, but the revision of U.S. GDP was higher as well, coming in at 3%, which pushed bond yields a little bit higher. I'm looking at a 2-year yield up 6 basis points at 390, a 5-year up 4 at 367, a 10-year up 3 at 387, and a 30-year up 3 at 416. We have a speech today by Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic that's coming in the afternoon. He spoke yesterday. Nothing earth-shattering about rates just yet. Tomorrow we get a Fed favorite. We get PCE in the U.S., personal consumption expenditures and personal consumption data. The headline and core are expected to be a little bit higher, so we're going to keep an eye on that. It's likely not going to change the trajectory of the rate expectations unless it's a really blowout number, which no one is expecting. Looking ahead, today we have a 7-year note auction, and then tomorrow we have another speech by Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic. He's busy the last few days. Earnings after the close today, 9 companies reporting with over $1 billion in market caps, including Dell, Marvell Technology, Autodesk, Ulta, Lululemon, and The Gap. Before tomorrow's open, we only get 2 companies with over $1 billion in market cap, and neither one are U.S.-based companies. Data tonight, Japanese employment rate data, industrial production, and retail sales. Tomorrow, employment data and retail sales in Germany, EU inflation data, Canadian GDP, and then the PCE data that I mentioned in the U.S., along with Michigan sentiment data. Tomorrow evening, NBD PMI data in China will be critical as well over the following week.